Hi everyone, this is Natasha, and this is the first card in the fall card series. And I did take a an unsophisticated and instant poll on a Ustream that I was showed that I was on when I made this card last night. And the request was to keep the fall and holiday separated. So this is going to be the fall card series. Probably will go through Thanksgiving or so, and then after Thanksgiving I will start the holiday card series, which will include Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's. So that'll be for probably most of after Thanksgiving through December. So this card I started off with an A2 size folded ivory cardstock from Staples, and what I did is I created a whole bunch of them just to keep them on hand because I'm likely to use cream instead of white for the fall colors. And then I pulled out probably what is my all-time favorite fall color paper stack, which is the Indian Summer from Basic Gray, and it just has luscious purples, and you've all seen it. It's from 2009. It's not a new collection, but I was able to pick up another 6x6 stack, and I used this particular one. So it's the yellows in the background, and I layered a black layer, which is a 1/4 inch smaller than the standard A2 size. Standard A2 size, for those who don't know, I just need the dimensions, is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Unfolded, obviously, it's let's just start off as a standard 11 1/2, 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper cut to 5 1/2, and then folded to create the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So the black layer is a 1/4 inch smaller, and then the pattern layer is a 1/4 inch smaller than the black layer. That's just, I like that amount of relief. Some people like a 1/16 of relief difference, which is fine too. Just you would make it an 1/8 of an inch smaller for each of the layers. And then the sentiment is on some black paper and cream in that ivory paper. Focus. And that was cut with these spellbinders. It's the deckled rectangles, small and large, because they're 1/4 inch in difference. This in the same pack they're a little more, or 1/8 inch in difference. In the same pack it's 1/4 inch. And then the leaves are just out of different color cardstock using the fall foliage spellbinders. So I use the large maple leaf, this one, and this one, and I both cut and embossed them. And then once I emboss them, I rub them with Gathered Twig Distress ink, which picks up the veining and the distressing of each of the leaves. And they're just on 1/8 inch dimensional tape. The same thing with the sentiment and the base. So I have that just right here in the corner. And the stamp that I used for this thanks is from Stephanie Bernard's Stamps of Life, and it's the crayons to stamp set, and it's this little thanks. It was just, sorry about the glare, it was just the perfect size to fit. And before I stamped it, I actually auditioned several. All I did is took the stamp and then hovered it above the piece of paper so I could see whether it would fit into the dimension that I wanted stamp, which is a great way to do it. And then the other tip for today is I don't just stamp on the top. I actually flipped it over. In my initial stamping, I stamped on the back side just to see whether I like it, and when I decided that I did like that, I flipped it the right side up and stamped it again. And the ink that I used is the Studio G. I'm sorry, it got fogged up overnight. Must have gotten really cold in my office. It's this orange pigment ink that I received from a swapper. Thank you. I'll put their name up here because I don't want to give the wrong name, but I do want to give credit, so thank you. That's a great addition to my ink. So, and I really like the way that came out. It's just the way it's simple, and it's flat enough to be mailed through the post office. You know, there's a 1/4 inch relief that they will allow you to ship with one stamp. It's fairly light. And then the only other thing that I did is on the back I stamped my signature bar stamp, created by So there you go. And then I also pulled out some of the other embellishments that I'm going to use on upcoming cards, and I will create a playlist which will be in the link below. Obviously there'll only be one video in there so far, but as I add new videos it'll be in one easy place. As always, if you have any questions about any of the products I use, I will have a link to the blog post that has close-up photographs as well as a full recipe for the card, and links whenever possible to products that I use. Obviously some will not be available. I bought this from a store that was going out of business because this is from 2009, but you are likely to find this maybe on eBay, maybe even Listia. Oh, that's another thing that I'm going to talk about, but in a separate video. As always, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to add suggestions for the next fall card series card.